made a video recently about a pair of these late 2009 Mac Minis. Let me show you the newer one that I have as well. You can see, obviously I had this on top of it, just as a size comparison. This is, I believe this was the first unibody model. Back when Apple was pretty big in their unibody designs. They still are. Then we'll unplug that. Disconnect all the connectors and have a look. This is a late 2010 model. Core 2 Duo. That's the low-end version with a 2.4 gigahertz processor. 2 gigs of RAM, a 320 gig hard drive, and it's shipped with OS 10.6. But my plan is hopefully eventually to load this with 10.8 maybe, even though 10.6 is really the last version of the Mac OS I care about. It's got the power supply built in, unlike these earlier models, which did not. They required the use of a power brick. There's Ethernet, Firewire 800, which again, this model did not have, and only has Firewire 400. An HDMI output, and that is a mini DisplayPort output, which I've got an adapter for. I will have to buy another one, because I shamelessly stole this off of another Mac Mini. My mother isn't going to miss it. She doesn't use that machine very much anyway. But I will actually have to buy one for myself, because I might as well. So as for USB ports, there's an SD card reader that I don't believe this older model has. No, it does not. There's a headphone and a microphone. Again, all pretty similar to this. There's no Kensington lock, I just noticed that. Kind of interesting. And I don't know what that little slot on the bottom is for, unless it's for the speaker in some way. If we flip it around, you can see how you're supposed to take this apart. Okay, you can see there it's in the unlocked position. And that just picks up and allows you to replace the RAM. To do the hard drive, I believe is a little bit more involved on one of these. I'd have to look into it. I would like to put an SSD in this at some point, but I think I'm going to forego that for now. Okay, now I will probably need both hands, because what I want to do is I want to option boot this. So I'm going to hold down the option key, push the power button. Hopefully it will boot to a boot menu. If it works at all. Well, it was working before, so I don't know why. Oh, I know why it's not working. My VGA cable has come out. Okay. So let's have the recovery partition. I wonder if we can try and boot to that. And maybe erase the system using the recovery partition. This machine came from work. It was a freebie. So I do want to erase everything that was on it, because it was used for our 4th year engineering project students. I don't think it's been used since 2019, certainly. And it probably hasn't been used in even longer. What if you can hear the... Oh. Let's see what happens. Please try to ignore the moron with tiny penis outside in his truck. If you can even hear it very well in the video. Alright, I want to reinstall OS 10. Install a new copy of Lion. That's okay. I was going to install 10.6 and then upgrade it from there, but you might as well do this. Cannot be reinstalled because you aren't connected to the internet. Plug in an Ethernet cable. Well, let's go ahead and grab an Ethernet cable here. And hopefully not completely screw up the entire video. And we'll plug that in. I don't know if it's going to automatically detect. This mouse doesn't really work all that well. It's an older mouse. Okay. Your computer's eligibility will be verified with Apple. Let's see if it's eligible. Oh, what a piece of junk. Okay, well, the realization is that this probably isn't going to work anymore anyway, because I think that Apple's probably took those servers down by now, so... Oh well. Let's try option booting it again. Maybe our DVD will show up this time. Hopefully. Yeah, here we go. macOS 10 install DVD. This is 10.6, because this just happens to be the disc that I've got. So we'll start with that. I'll see if I can get the 10.7 downloader working. And then we'll go from there. It's kind of sounding like this optical drive doesn't work. But at least I finally have the setup program. You almost think that's a friggin' MFM hard drive. See if I can hit next. Oh, now I got a beach ball. That's good. Very high quality. Okay, after about 2 decades, we've finally now got to this point. So what I want to do... I don't really care about using disk utility. Well, actually I do want disk utility. I want the disk utility here. We'll see if it takes 20 years for that to open. Because I want to erase the existing disk. Get rid of everything that's on it. So yeah, that would be this. I want to erase macOS Extended. That information looks fine to me. Erase. Do you want to erase it? Yes, I do. Unmounting disk. I don't know why it was mounted in the first place, because it shouldn't have been. So, we'll give it another 2 decades and maybe it will actually work. Well, I suppose in its defense it only took half a decade that time. I want to continue. I read that very carefully. Select the disk. That would be this disk. Change the items to install. Click on Customize. If I could move the mouse here, that's what we'll do. And I'll go through that. Alright. Install. Now, let's see, A, how many decades this takes, and B, if it even succeeds. Given the way this has gone so far, I really kind of doubt it, because this is the 3rd disk I'm trying. What a pain. Okay, well, it wasn't fast, but it wasn't as slow as I thought it was going to be, considering how long it took to boot. Well, the DVD, I don't think it's supposed to take that long, but here we are. It's telling me to use the application disk to reinstall all of those things, but I don't have the application disk. Maybe I'll see if I can find a copy of it. We'll hit continue, and we'll hit restart. And we'll see how long that takes. That's not bad. Tell it to eject the CD here. Maybe. There we go. And we'll let it run through its introductory ditty. And it's about 12:30 in the morning on a work night, so I really should just be in bed. Instead I'm dicking around with this thing. Well, if I didn't run into all those problems with all those discs, then this would have been done yesterday. Or, I'm sorry, 2 days ago. It would have been done on Saturday when I was working on it originally. Huh. Even coming off the hard drive, it's nobody's idea of a screamer. But here it comes. Certainly a lot faster than the DVD. It's probably massively out of focus. I'm sure that the audio will cause my video to get muted, but that's okay. Alright, that's the right layout. Do not transfer information. I have no information to transfer from anyway. Apple ID. I'm not setting that up. I mean, I should, but I don't think I'm going to set that up. So let me enter in my user account information. Alright, look at that, it actually figured out where I am. Probably because the Ethernet is plugged in. We'll hit continue. Don't forget to register. Don't think I will. Click on done. And it's probably going to, nope, it's going to go right into the Mac OS. So that's good. So at least we've got somewhere with this thing. The video, well, I guess it is the video. The resolution's not particularly great. It's not running at the resolution it's supposed to. Yeah, 1152 by 864. No, this is a 1440 by 900 display. Yeah, that's better. Looks a lot better. So now I'm going to do a bunch of configuration here, and maybe I'll see if I can find the applications disk. Probably another dual layer DVD, and I don't have any of those to hand right now. I got a whole spindle of them, but they're all outside. So and then I'll see if I can upgrade this thing to Lion, and then I'll probably upgrade it to Mountain Lion as well, just for the sake of doing so. I think I'll have to upgrade the memory before I take it beyond that, though, because it's only got 2 gigabytes of memory in it. I don't remember where I left off with this video. I think I was configuring the desktop, or had started configuring the desktop when I had left off. I was talking about installing Lion or Mountain Lion on this. Although realistically, before I go further, then what it's running now, which I believe is still Snow Leopard. Yes, it's still running Snow Leopard. Okay, we're this way. I will need to put more than 2 gigs of RAM in it, because that's really kind of a really big limiting factor on this. I think the battery's dead. That's kind of odd. Gone back to the year 2000. Here's a look at the hardware overview. No ATA devices, unlike that iMac down there, which will have a video eventually. I just actually finished working on this. Funny enough, installing Snow Leopard. Intel HD audio, nothing special there. This does have Bluetooth from Broadcom, and an SD card reader. I think we saw that earlier. This is a DVD burner, which is neat. Broadcom Ethernet, no fiber channel, FireWire 800, GeForce graphics. There's a screen, just some NEC thing. That's what this is. Not that you can see it, I'd rather look at the computer, but no hardware RAID. I use the RAM. Being DDR3, it should be at least a little bit easier to find something like 8 gigabytes for this. And the RAM is easy to upgrade, so I'll probably do that at some point. No PCI, no parallel SCSI, power options, printers, blah blah blah. Here's a serial ATA. It's a Toshiba hard drive. Again, that'd be something else that might be nice to replace. There's a USB. And the airport, which is actually not connected on this machine, but I can connect it to my network, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to load a web browser on it as well. YouTube performance on this ought to be very good.
Greetings, viewers. What you're looking at is the first
The speakers aren't great, though.
of now several Intel-based Macintoshes that I own.
Bump it up to 1080p here. See if it'll do it.
Yes, that's right. Before this Mac Mini,
Nope.
I did not own an Intel-based Macintosh.
Wow. Okay, that's weird. The iMac, actually, that I looked at, this thing down here actually did quite a bit better than what this has shown so far. Kind of interesting.
Hurts.
Yeah, I don't think that works. So, 1080p playback is not possible on something like this. It's kind of funny. You know, people keep saying, oh, you can do X, Y, Z with these old computers, but the reality is not quite. Not quite there. So, anyway, I don't think I've got a whole lot else I can say about this. I think it's pretty well done. At some point it will get probably Lion and a RAM upgrade and then Mountain Lion and whatever. I'll probably give it an SSD at some point as well, but for now, we'll go ahead and we'll close this video off. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.